guys, it's me again, and I'm here to do a movie review. This is going to be something that should have been done 3 weeks ago, apparently, and it's called The Secret Life of Pets. Now, I know I should have looked at this when the first time I should have went to the theater first weekend to go see this, but I did not have the time. I'm sorry that's all I can say right now. I just did not have the time to go see it. But I am here to review it for you now because I actually did have a chance to actually go see it. And I've actually, well, let me give you a little bit of history. When I first saw the trailer back, like, I don't know, at least in 2015, I thought, okay, here comes another animated family comedy for kids. And the more and more they showed advertisements, the more they showed that trailer in the theater, I was getting really fatigued. I was getting really fatigued to the fact that they were showing this trailer over and over and over and over and over again. And it really started to drain on me. It really did. And just the more and more it was shown to me, the more I was like, okay, why do they keep on showing this to me? Like, we know what's coming, but it does not look anything all that special. And I went in with an open mind. I was like, you know what? Because that's what I do with every single movie that I go to. I ignore all the, how would you say, publicity. I ignore everything like that. I go in with an open mind, ready to like the things that I like and ready to don't like the things that I don't like. And after finishing the movie and actually seeing it, it's not that bad. It's not that bad as I initially thought that it was just going to be a mundane movie. It's not anything all that spectacular, but there is some charm to it, and I'll get to explain that a little bit. First, let me tell you about the plot. So pretty much there is a dog named Max who lives with his owner in New York City, and pretty much he just has this perfect life. He does not want anybody to take it away from him until this older dog, Duke, basically comes into his life and pretty much turns his life upside down, and then hijinks ensue from there. And yeah, I mean, I've heard about, when the reviews came out, I've heard that pretty much this was just Toy Story all over again. And to be honest with you, I mean, I've seen this plot done a lot more times. I've seen it done better. I've seen it done worse. And pretty much that goes out with any single animated film out there. I mean, yeah, you have characters that have to go to point A to point B. You have characters that are stuck for a really long time and want to follow their dreams and stuff like that. There's pretty much a sanctum rule to where pretty much anything's going to be compared to anything. Either it was done better or it was done worse. So really, that doesn't really bother me that this whole plot came from Toy Story, because I've seen it a lot. I've seen it done plenty of times. It depends on how it is done. So really, making the comparison to Toy Story or any other film with that sort of plot doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really have a purpose to me as long as it's done well. And for most of the time, it is done partly well. I mean, what people are going to remember this movie for is how pets are pretty much represented in this movie. And trust me, I know a lot about pets. I know a lot about pets. I mean, some of you out there may have a dog, may have a cat, may have, like, both. In my lifetime, I'm just going to say, in my lifetime, I have had 4 dogs. 3 of them are actually, with me right now in this house as we speak. I currently also have a guinea pig. I used to have a turtle, a couple of fish. I have cats roaming around in the neighborhood waiting to get fed. So yeah, I have had plenty of interactions with animals per se. And I can admire this film for getting at least can't talk today. Every time I get on this, I cannot talk. I can never talk. characteristics down of every single animal, and I really do appreciate that. I appreciate the designs of the characters, and I do appreciate the environment that they put into. I mean, making this look kind of like New York, but also very Europeanized, if you will. It's their own version of New York. So I really do admire that. I do admire the setting. I do admire these designs. I do admire these characteristics of the animal. And I also do admire some of the voice acting in it, like Louis C.K. and Lake Bell. I think those are really, spot on performances. And also Al- Albert Brooks, because he does not sound particularly like Marlin, like he did in Finding Dory or Finding Nemo. So I like those aspects of the film. But as far as actually giving it other praises besides, the animation and the environment of the film, which I really do like, I will have to say that the characters are kind of a little bit lackluster in comparison to anything else, because it doesn't really they don't really tend to pretty much like the environment expand on them. They just play to their character types, and for kids that's going to be totally fine. And for me personally though, I have seen these characters done so many times, and making them pets, might be fine to some people. I mean, it distracted me for a little bit, but then I realized I kind of got the hang of, where this plot was going, and pretty much what these characters' plot points were. I mean, it doesn't, from beginning to end, it doesn't do anything else. It's just that straight up story. And while it is different dealing with them with pretty much pets, I mean, it is a cool concept. It is a cool concept, and I mentioned this in my trailer reaction. It is a cool concept to think, what are pets actually doing when you're not at home. I think that's a really good concept, and I think you could do a lot with that. And in a way, they did do a lot with it. But it's done to where I've seen these types of tropes before in movies, not specifically with pets, but I have seen it done a lot more better in other movies. And to me that this movie was entertaining, but it wasn't the laugh out loud funny movie that it was marketed it as. It didn't really, make me want to go see it again. I was like, okay, that was a fun time. I saw it one time, and I don't think I'm going to see it again. But I do admire it. I do admire it for actually getting Illumination Animation to finally get their wheels off the ground. I really do admire that. I mean, I really do admire them making, original content besides, Despicable Me. Although I do not think that this is as memorable as Despicable Me or the Minions or anything like that. I mean, for right now, this was a pretty standard film, and I hope that their next movie coming out, Sing, is a lot more better, because it also has to do with the characteristics of animals, and also to the fact that they're going to do another one of those jukebox musicals, which, if done right, can actually be a really fun time. So, well, as my rating for this movie, I think I'm just gonna have to give it about an average rating of about 6.5. I mean, basic, or maybe, I don't know, I think a 6.5 is just an average rating, because while I do love the environment and I do love these characteristics and designs of these characters, I don't see myself remembering this movie all that much. I mean, I see it like, pretty much a rental for something that you can sometimes put on in the for someone like kids to watch or something like that. But for me personally, I think it was a fun time for one time, and hopefully we'll get better hopefully we'll get better movies from this studio, because this was a decently good movie, but I know Illumination can do a lot better. But that's pretty much all I had to say, guys. I'm sorry if I was kind of rushing on this, but I have some stuff that I need to get done. So, without further ado, guys, JC Animation Critic out, and I will see you guys later. Take care.